Okay. Good evening, everyone. So, thanks for making your time and attending this Friday webinar session. So, our whole webinar is designed so that it is to cater the information about finances in Germany, especially to people who are pretty much new to either finances or to finances in Germany, because most of you have may have experience about dealing finances like investments or insurances back in your home country. But today we are going to discuss about finances in Germany, in particular about Germany's finances, starting from banking, insurance, and investment. So let's begin. Let's see the agenda first. Basic introduction will be done about myself and what are the services which I provide. And then I have designed some of the requirements or the expectations of the crowd based on some survey conducted on my clients and other things. And then I will start the banking with a free bank account. I will explain the bank account in detail, followed by the essential insurances. We all know health insurance is a mandatory insurance, but other than that, what are the other insurances which one should be educated about so that he or she can live a peaceful life in Germany? And then comes the biggest question, investment benefits. The major reason for this is no banks in Germany gives you any rate of returns for the amount which you keep in the bank idle. So that's why we want your money to work for you. So why investment is important? What are the types of investments? What is the psychology between the markets? Because most of you are aware of stock market, but not aware what is the ups or downs or some expert term as bull and bear. All those things we'll discuss in detail. And at the last, I will also give you a beginner savings plan so that I will explain you why I am suggesting that plan to start with, and then we'll open up for the Q&A session. Understood? So to begin with, my quick introduction, myself Anup Chandrana. I'm basically an IT engineer who's from Bangalore, India, South India. And I moved to Germany in the year 2022, where I was a first customer to DVAG. And as a happy customer, I joined them as a referral agent. And in the year 2024, I quit my IT job and joined this DVAG as a full-time financial advisor and got promoted as the agency leader in the year 2024, February. And ever since then, I've been providing consultations on banking, insurance, and investments. And I'm registered and licensed to do all those things in Germany. Currently, I'm based in Kiel, and but my flexibility is I can handle clients throughout the Germany. So that's the beauty of this job. I still have clients from Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt, Stuttgart, Hamburg, and some of them are in Kiel too. And the USP of my consultations is I provide complete consultation in English. Though all the finance things are in German, I translate them to English for you so that for the better understanding and you to understand the whole concept, why is it there? And next, even in the Indian languages, other Indian languages like Kannada, which is my mother tongue, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, I'm fluent in that. You can blame Bangalore for that because being in Bangalore, you're multilingual. So, about our core competencies. First up, investment strategist. We work with clients so that we give you strategies based on your requirement and to align with your financial goals. That is why we are known as investment strategies. Then we also take care of your risk. That's why we are known as risk managers, where we advise you and take care of your risk by giving you the proper insurances and also help you in claiming those insurances when needed. And next comes money coach. Whenever you have huge amount of money lying in your bank account, maybe a bonus or your surplus money, we will let you know how to deal with it so that you can avoid taxes at the same time enjoy some benefits too. Next is the most important thing, subsidy guide. In Germany, there are n number of subsidies. 80 plus subsidies are there. But we are all aware of few subsidies like Arbeitslosengeld, Kindergeld, or any other things. But when we introduce you to all the subsidies you are eligible to, then that will be a real eye opener so that you can enjoy that subsidies and reduce your taxes which you pay to the government. And at the last, real estate strategist. All of us have a dream to buy home in Germany, but only few will be able to do that. Why? Because they have a strategy. Real estate is a huge purchase or a huge commitment. It cannot be done over a span of days or months. We have to plan it for a few years. With only then there will be a smooth transition, making it an asset, not a burden or a liability. So we will help you throughout that, not only with the investments, but also procuring the home loan and also to procure how the least home loan or fix your home loan 5 years before at just 0.95%. So some of this also includes real estate strategies. Okay. And now coming to the audience expectations. These are some of the questions which most of the students or new expats have when it comes to finances in Germany. Which bank account should I have? Is every bank account free? No. Most of the bank accounts charge you maintenance fees. So how to avoid that? What are the insurances which are available other than the mandatory health insurance which one should have? What are the investments, why to make investments, and if it is needed or if it is beneficial, how to make it. Most of them hesitate to make investments in Germany just because they don't understand the German language. Second, the capital gain taxes are huge, 25%. But they don't realize that 25% can be made 0% with proper planning. So now let's jump into the first topic, banking. We are offering a Zins Konto Plus, a special free interest earning bank account from the biggest bank in Germany, Deutsche Bank. The main features are it is zero balance. Some of you are thinking, oh, since it is maintenance free, we have to maintain a minimum balance. No, you need not maintain any balance. All you can do is make it as a salary account. The day you get salary, the next day you can take away or deduct all the money to any other account or to cashes or to your needs. There is no need that you have to maintain a fixed amount in your bank account. It is zero balance. Next comes zero maintenance. Some of you may wonder, most of the banks are zero maintenance. No. When it comes to banking, every bank charge you maintenance charges. Some charge you upfront in the name of maintenance charges. Some have do it hidden over quarterly or yearly in various names. But here in Deutsche Bank, we can guarantee you as a financial advisor, since I am traveling along with you, in case if there is any hidden fees or anything, we can always take it with the bank and make sure they refund it. So that's why it is a zero maintenance charges, no hidden charges, no maintenance charges whatsoever. Next, it's a free checking account with 24/7 English support call center. Of course, you can always circle back to me for your queries or concerns regarding banking. But still, if you are someone who want to talk to the bank directly, for some reason, you can do yourself. It is available in English. Of course, it's also available in German, but having it in English but 24/7 is a very huge plus, especially when it comes to banking. Recently, they upgraded their system too, so that to make your banking smoother, faster. Still, compared to various countries like India and other things, German banking system is little slow, but still they're improving. And Deutsche Bank is really fast now after their August update. Next, free debit cards. And you can apply for credit cards also. Again, in Germany, every bank charges various fees for these kind of additional services like debit cards or credit cards. But here we can make sure, we can guide you how to make all those things. Debit cards is absolutely free of cost. You can withdraw cash across 9,000 plus ATM groups and even in Railway, Shell, penny outlets where you can just flash your card and you can say the amount. The cashier will swipe it for that amount and give you cash. This is very handy when you're at remote places where you can find only Railway and Penny or Shell, but no other ATMs. And when it comes to credit card also, we have a very good offer where if you shop for more than 2000 euros in your card per year in a calendar year from Jan to December, all the charges will be waived off. Plus the major loan assistance. This is the major thing. In Deutsche Bank, getting a loan is very troublesome because they're one of the traditional safest bank. So they consider a lot of documentation, lot of detailing, lot of backgrounding for giving you that loan. But with us, since you're a client with us, we will negotiate that deal and get you the priority rate of interest. So that's the reason having this bank account, especially a salary bank account with us in Deutsche Bank is very beneficial. At last, as I told you, when you open this bank account, till you close this bank account, only a bank account, nothing else. Only with this product, any other product additional also, otherwise also, you get a financial advisor for life. In case if you have any banking queries or concern, or if you need a credit card or a credit, or if you want to take up some special request with the bank or negotiate some deals with the bank, we are always there. And to make it more transitioning, most of the transactions which we do are completely online, digital, so that it can be done in your own sweet time. And now let's talk about insurances. When we talk about insurances in Germany, the first insurance which we talk about is the mandatory health insurance. All of us are covered by public health insurance. Only very few individuals can be jumped or are eligible for private health insurance. But before we jump to that, let's talk about what are the things which are covered under this health insurance. First, your sickness. Whenever you visit a doctor, all the treatments, all the medications are usually covered under your public health insurance. But still, some of the medicines which are given for the betterment of health, not for your not only for your diagnosis, but it is for betterment, like supplements or vitamins or any other thing which is not critically needed, but still it is for better for your health, is not covered under public health insurance. But still, most of the things are covered. And the additional thing which covers by your health insurance are your sickness benefits. This is for all the people who are working. In Germany, there is no cap for sickness leave. Why is that? Because of your public health insurance or health insurance. When you have a health insurance, the company and the health insurance company will have a tie-up. Up to certain days, the company will bear your sickness leave, and then the health insurance company will pitch in so that you are having a paid sickness leave. That is the huge benefit here. That is why health is given the utmost care and importance in Germany. Not only this, some of the health insurances will also give you a yearly dental checkup or yearly dental cleaning, and other many benefits like a subscription for some yoga or online programs and other things. Now let's talk about who are eligible for private health insurance. All the civil servants, that is government servants, plus self-employed people who are employed by themselves. They're not employed by anyone, like freelancers, or for example, me, who's a freelancer financial advisor, and then students. All the students are eligible to pick from public health insurance to private health insurance. And then employees, not all employees, employees who are having high salary. Higher means more than 74,000 or 75,000 euro brutto before taxes. Why you have to pick for private health insurance? Let's see. If you're healthy, if you don't use most of this benefits, sickness leave, as I told you, up to certain level, the company will pay. So, as I told you, if you are healthy and if you don't use this insurance, but still, since it's a mandatory health insurance, you're contributing towards your health insurance monthly. But when you shift to private health insurance, you can save this. The private health insurance are way cheaper, almost 50% lesser compared to your public health insurance. Plus, you can show them in your taxes, get some tax refunds. And the third most important thing is if you're someone who's taking it for more than 1 or 2 or 3 years, you will get even cashbacks from your insurance for not using it. These are some basic difference, but the premium advantages of having a private health insurance is you get faster appointment. Most of the doctors won't take public health insurance candidates. They would easily agree for a private health insurance candidate. So getting the treatment or appointment at a premium pace is always through private health insurance. And not only that, as I told you, public health insurance has very limitations. Like in some of the hospitals, certain beds are allowed, certain premium facilities are not allowed, even certain premium treatments are not allowed. That means not covered. But all those things are covered under private health insurance, including spectacles. There is a budget which allows you to spend that budget on specs in private health insurance. Whereas public health insurance don't provide you any assistance when it comes to spectacles or, as I told you, things which make your health better but not critically needed. Okay. So another major insurance which almost 80 to 85% of Germans have is liability insurance. Liability insurance is a third party insurance. As the name suggests, this insurance will protect you from all your liabilities which you cause damages to a third party properties. For example, let's assume you're going on your bicycle. When you're looking at the signal, without your knowledge, a person crosses in front of you. You hit the person. And since you hit the person fell. The reason why he crossed all of a sudden is he was looking at his mobile. So the mobile fell and the mobile broke. Even though you are not at fault technically, but still you are liable for his loss because you were supposed to see it. The priority is you have to see if someone is in front of you and apply brakes. So you are liable for his damage. Any other insurances in Germany, any other liability insurance in Germany will cover you the mobile damage repair cost. But our generally liability insurance, which is worth 50 million euros, will not only cover the mobile repair cost, but also in case if the person who fell has some necessity, his medical bills also will be paid. Plus, if he has a loss of pay, since he has undergone this fall, he will not be able to work for a couple of days or a week or a couple of weeks. His loss of pay will also be covered in our liability insurance. That is the reason when you're buying any insurance, not only liability insurance, any insurance, you should check what not only about the premiums which you pay monthly, but also what is covered, what is not covered, what is the sum coverage, and what are the benefits of it. Because in many of our insurances, company in Germany offer very cheap insurances. I'm not saying they are bad, but when it comes to claim, they always give you half cost, not complete cost. They may give 100 reasons, but at the end, when you're paying that cost, you will know that the cheap premium which you're paying is not enough. So that's why having a premium liability insurance will always help you. And some of the things which are covered in our liability insurance are damages to your owner properties. Of course, it is though you're living in that apartment, shared apartments as a student or as a new expat, there will be some rented furnitures which you'll be using as a part of household things. If you cause any damage without your knowledge, those things also will be covered. And the next important thing is key, either your apartment key or if your office key, if lost, then the whole key set has to be reformed. So that whole cost you have to bear. For that reason, liability insurance will always help you out. Not only this, this has global coverage. That means if you have any incidents outside Germany also, this can be claimed in this liability insurance. As I told you, since the coverage is 50 million euros, you are safe. You can cover most of the things. So this is the difference of liability insurance and why it is very much needed. Trust me, if you're someone very cautious and if you're very confident that you are not gonna indulge in any incidents or accidents, you can not have liability insurance. But trust me, accidents means it is not someone who anticipate. So it is bound to happen, and everything in Germany is very costly. So that's the reason instead of losing your monthly salary in one accident or incident and damaging your financial situation, have this insurance. This is very important for all the people who are living in Germany. Next, travel health insurance. As we are all aware, in Schengen visa, we can travel across Europe, not only Germany, across Europe without any visas, by roads, by train, by ship, by flight. But have you ever thought the mandatory health insurance you have in Germany are valid across Europe? No. If you fall sick outside Germany, not only Europe, let's take if you go back to your home country and if you fall sick, of course, the probability is more because you're adjusting to the climate here, and all of a sudden, if there's a climate change or if there's a water change, especially in Germany, the water is purest. When you're adjusted to this water, then when you go and experience a different water which have more pollution in it, definitely you will fall sick. All those health things, charges which you bear outside Germany will also be covered. Not only what the medical bills and other things, including surgery, in case, God forbid, this happens, if you meet with an accident during your travel or anything, this will help you in getting those treatment done. But make sure no pre-existing diseases are covered. Only to incidents or to disease or to injuries which happened during the travel or in the travel. When I say travel, it is only for 60 days. If your travel exceeds 60 days, then it is not known as travel. So you would not be eligible for using this travel health insurance. But of course, none of us have this luxury of holidays where we can stay for more than 2 months continuously outside Germany. In splits, you can stay outside at any point of time. For example, 2 months in Germany, 2 months outside, 2 months again in Germany, 2 months outside. It's fine. But in a stretch, if you stay more than 2 months outside Germany, then it is not considered as travel, and hence you will not be eligible to use this travel health insurance. Otherwise, the complete flexibility is there. There is no fixed hospitals that you have to go to this hospital chain or this bill, nothing. Go to your nearby doctor whom you trust, get the bills, send to Generali, they would reimburse it. And to make your process very smooth, me as your financial advisor can help you there also. Send me the bill, I will file the claims, and I will make sure that the bill is passed, and I will be the mediator between you and the company. That is even better, right? As I said, this whole thing will come at less than 2 euros per month, 19.5 euros per year per person, which is very cheap, which is less than a meal cost. If you go to any restaurants, good restaurants in Germany, if you order one main meal course, it is more than 20 euros. So 19.5 euros is way cheap, where you're getting whole year. Whenever you're traveling, you need not worry about it. Not only that, when you're applying for visa for some other countries, like for other than the Europe, if you're applying for a visa, they would ask you for the health insurance. You can produce this health insurance saying that, hey, I already have a health insurance which covers me if anything happens in the country which I'm coming to. So, no need of buying that additional insurance. Trust me, whenever you're buying that additional insurance for your extra visa, that is very costly. Compared to this, it is 3 or 4 times more than this. But still, this has better coverage than that insurance. Now, let's summarize it. As I told you, liability insurance is used for your protection against third party damages. And the sum covered is 50 million euros, my friend. Not one, not five, not 10, 50 million euros. Hence, its coverage is huge, and not only huge, it is globally covered. This liability insurance is especially asked by all the homeowners at the time of renting. We all know house hunting is a very huge task, especially for the new expats or for the students. When you have this liability insurance and when you show it to your landlord saying that, hey, I have this liability insurance, they would consider you and give you more priority. Simple reason. They also know in case if something happens to the house from your side, you will be able to pay it through your insurance. So that's the reason they will give you more priority. And next, coming to the travel health insurance. As I told you, it protects your health not only outside Germany, inside Europe, but also across the globe, even to your home country. And the sum coverage is unlimited. The reason why they have kept it unlimited is they also know pre-existing disease is not there. So when the pre-existing diseases are not there, chances of you hospitalizing for longer time is very less. Plus, since we are giving it a global coverage, the cost of medicine varies from one country to another country. They don't want you to panic by seeing the cost. So that's why 1 million euros is a huge sum covered where you can get complete medical benefits across the globe. And as I told you, in specific, when you are applying to any visas like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or any other countries outside Europe, or even UK, America, or some other countries, they would ask you visa for even African countries. You can produce this. How to do that? Simple. Just email me what are your travel plans. I would get you a generally letter stating that so and so person is insured in so and so country on so and so dates. That's more than enough for your visa purpose. Now let's talk about investments. Since we have talked about insurances, let's talk about investment. Let's consider a small example. Let's start an SIP. SIP is nothing but systematic investment planning, where you every month invest a fixed amount into certain instruments. It's like how you pay your EMIs. The same way you're investing a certain amount into some instruments. In this case, let's consider 100 euros SIP in a mutual fund. Let's assume it's 30 years. Why 30 years? Let's assume that this is a long-term plan, which is majorly focused on your retirement. Rate of returns is usually 8%, which is safer. After taking out the taxes and everything, the minimum you get is 8%. I'm not saying 8% is the maximum you're getting. 8% is the minimum you are getting. For calculation purpose, I'm taking the bare minimum. Usually you get more than 12% because the tenure is 30 years, but still I'm keeping it at 8 years. Your investment, total investment, 30 years, every month 100 euros, it's going to be 36,000. What is going to be your final end capital? 141, very shy to 150,000 euros. So how much profit did you make? More than 100,000 euros. If you keep this 36,000 in bank, you would not even get, including even if you keep it in FD, you may get somewhere to double, maybe 60, 70,000 max. But only when you invest, only when you make your money work for you instead of you working for your money, then you will be able to see such profits. Trust me, 105,000 euros is way less because I've considered only the bare minimum. With just 100 euros, you can touch more than that. So let's see what are the things which you should consider before investing. Now we know investing is beneficial, but what are the things you should know before investing so that you don't panic? Yes, when I hear the panic, it's about market psychology. First thing, bear and bull. What is bull? Bull is a positive side of growth. Bull is symbolized that it will pick you and throw you up. So that's the reason whenever the stock prices are rising on a steady growth, it is known as bear, a bull run. Whereas bear, on the contrary side, it attacks you and puts you down. So whenever the stock prices are going down, it is known as bear. But you know these things. But what is an investor mind? Simple. When the stock markets are increasing, you should not be happy. You should just watch. You should not invest. It may be very surprising to you, but this is an ideal investor strategy. When the stock markets are high, never enter the market. If possible, exit at the highest profit. But when the stock market is down, this is the right time to enter because you are entering the stock market at an advantage point. So that from that point on, when the stocks recover, maybe after a couple of months or a year, you would make more profit because you bought the shares at the lowest price possible. So that's why this zigzag, you should always decode which is most advantageous to you. When the stock is high, especially in a bull run, you should make sure you make more profit there by selling, not buying. But when the bear run is going, when the markets are slow or low, you should buy. That's a smart investing. So let's know about one of that methodology. Now we know to invest, but let's talk about long-term investing. This is known as Vermögensaufbau. In German, it says wealth accumulation plan. This is especially for all the people who are planning their retirement. As we all know, in Germany, the working population is decreasing, the aging population is increasing. So that's why if you're getting 2000 net income today, your pension will not be more than 1000 euros or 800 euros at the time of your retirement. But that will not be enough for you. That's why even the government is encouraging you to invest in private pension plans so that you're independent of that. This is one such private investment where you can do your pension planning here. How to do it? Let's assume there are two kind of scenarios. This is a complete international plan. So you start it now, do it for 5 to 10 years or 15 years, however long you're comfortable with, and then stop your contribution and wait till your retirement. The reason I'm telling you is the more tenure you spend, the more benefits you get. And the tax advantages comes at the last. At the time of retirement, the current age is 67, early retirement is 62 years in Germany. At the time of retirement, when you withdraw your money, 50% of capital gain, that is the profit, whatever you've made, 50% of that profit are completely tax free. In our earlier case, we had made 105,000 euros as profit, right? If you are made that, out of which 52,500 is completely tax free. What you can do, withdraw that money, keep it as some emergency fund or pay off your loans or debts or anything or have a beautiful home set up. And then the rest of the money you can convert it into pension where you can instruct to the institute saying that I want so and so like 1,000, 2,000 euros every month. In that case, what happens? The money is growing. At the same time, you're also withdrawing. Since you're not withdrawing the lump sum amount, you're also not paying more taxes, only less taxes. At the same time, your money is also growing so that it covers you for more years. Okay. So in this way, you can plan your retirement planning. But let me break a point here. I've told you tenure is very important, but I've not explained you why. Why you have to start early to earn smartly. Let me give you an example. Let's take a student. Two students come to Germany for their studies. First student says, hey, I've come to Germany to settle down. I don't know whether I'll retire here or not, but I'm certain that I'll stay here for more than 10 to 15 years. So I'll start my pension plan here so that I can invest and save in euros. At the same time, I will not waste any time. So he will start investing 100 euros for 30 years. At a bare minimum of 8%, he would be making 141,000 euros. Whereas his friend comes, he says, no, I don't want to get into this commitment. I'm a student. I have my own limitations. I don't have a full-time job. So I will finish my education 3 years and then get a full-time job and get a house 2 years and get married and have kids. And once I settle down and once my finances are stabilized, then I will start investing towards my pension plan. So in this span, he is losing 8 years. So what he will do? Naturally, he will invest more. If he invests 200 euros, he has lost 8 years. Assuming both of them retire at the same age, he has only 22 years. So how much he has invested? 52,800. The first guy invested only 36,000. So this guy has invested more than 18,000 extra, but still he is not able to make that. The simple reason, compounding interest. As you see, just see the magic here. If I increase just 1 year, how much is the jump? More than 12,000, right? Here, just 2,400 has increased. For every 2,000, you're getting more than 15,000 increase. So let's see. One more year, 167. The same way, if this guy does it for 30 years, he crossed 283. So this is the logic here. You have to complete that 30 years. That is your end goal. How much you invest depends on you. Do it in your comfortable level, but do it. Start doing it as early as possible so that when you cross that 30 years, your retirement fund is ready. As from that point on, the fund is growing exponentially because your returns is not only dependent on your investment, but also on the returns your investment has earned up to that point. So that's the reason you have to start your retirement as soon as possible. Start it slowly, start with small amount like 25 euros or 50 euros, but still start it soon so that you hit that 30 euros way sooner. And as I told you, this Famugans of Go plan is completely international. So that you can start this plan in Europe, that is in Germany, and do it as much as you want at the time of your retirement, irrespective of where you are. You can take this money by having that tax benefit and enjoy it as a pension in wherever you want across the globe. Not only that, if you move from Germany to any other country, inside Europe, outside Europe, US, or any home country, you can still continue this plan. The fund setup can be made in such a way that your uh, country which you are residing in, that bank account and to this can be linked. And all this will be done hassle free because I, as a financial advisor, will make sure to make everything in place and it's completely digital. Now we know about long term plan. What are the benefits and other things? The next thing is short term plan. But before that, where is this long term plan are invested in? We have a fund management company which has categorized more than 10,000 funds in 5 categories like global technology funds, global infrastructure funds, global dividend fund, the funds which gives you dividend. Those are capital safety, global, not Europe related technology funds, and then multi-asset, combination of infrastructure and technology funds. If you're doing SIP, the first two funds. If you're doing some lump sum, if you're worried more about your capital, the last three funds. But still, the fund management will make sure out of that pool of 5,000 funds, the top 5 funds will be selected so that the risk is mitigated. That's why I'm saying a minimum guarantee of 8%, irrespective of market. When the tenure is more, you're bound to get that advantage. Now let's talk about short-term investment. Precious metal. Precious metal is one of the best and traditionally safe investment which you can do, which is available both in gold and silver. This is from a reputed organization known as Geiger Eldermetal. They are established in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. This can be done in your physical investment. That is, either you can buy 50 grams of gold or 5 kg of silver physically. Until then, you keep investing every month, and that amount of gold or silver will be kept in your name in the locker. And once you hit that 5 kg silver bar or 50 grams of gold bar, you can avail a free delivery of those gold bar, gold coin, or silver bar. As I told you, both lump sum and SIP options are available, and the quality is 100% insured. It has comes with insurances, so irrespective of something happens, your gold or silver is completely safe, and it is 99.9%. In a layman's language, 24 karat gold. The main advantage why I am recommending this is tax free. Yes, Germany is the second highest gold reserve country in the whole world after USA. That's the reason governments wants to circulate this gold or silver, precious metal. So that's the reason there is no capital gain taxes whatsoever on this investment. That is, any profits you make on gold or silver post 1 year, there will be no capital gain taxes. I told you 25% is the capital gain taxes in Germany, but still there will be no capital gain taxes on gold and silver. That's the reason you should have your gold or silver at 5 to 10% or at least 20% in your portfolio. It not only gives you stability, but also tax-free corpus. Next is the traditional, where you can invest in ETFs. The main advantage is diversification of sector. You can invest in global funds like technology or infrastructure or climate funds or banking funds, irrespective of that, on US market, Europe market, or Indian market too, and get your monitoring also. That is, if you when you open that bank account, you can use this depot account and make sure that you can monitor it on a daily basis. It will be like a subsidiary account with your bank account. So in your mobile banking itself, it's always visible. You can see the rise and fall of your stocks too. And as I said, it is available in lump sum and SIPs also. Risk is proportional to the returns. What do I mean by that? Higher the risk you take, that is more, some of the funds are more volatile, like Nvidia. People lost money 1 year before or one and a half year before. They had many stories. But now Nvidia has given tremendous growth and it's still not stopped. It's still forwarding. Recently, we got an article from Bank of America saying that Nvidia is going to be most one of the biggest industry. So the higher the risk you take, the more returns you get. And as I said, capital gain taxes. You should always consider this because it is 25%. Here it also applies 25%, but there's a catch. In a year, you can withdraw up to 2000 euros as profit. What does this mean? Simple. When you make 2000 euros as profit, I'm not talking about your investment. The profit you make, the gain you get, when you make more than 2000 euros, you can withdraw up to 2000 euros. You can show it in your tax filing also. It is 100% exempted. If a house of husband and wife, 2000. If it's a single person, 800 to 1000, depending on your tax class. So you can show this every year. So whenever you're making profit threshold of more than this, withdraw it and reinvest. In that way, you're not wasting your money on the taxes. All these suggestions, all these strategies will be given by me as a financial advisor. So now let's wrap up this by giving you the excellent expat savings plan. But before we start into investing, the major thing, as an advisor, as a doctor, what we say first, manage your finances. That is, in your 100% net income, not more than 50% should be on your needs, like maybe your lifestyle, entertainments, or other things. 30% on the wants, that is luxury things like gaming, going out, trips, and 20% you have to save. So that if you follow this rule, then my plan is will be very suitable for you. First is long-term plan. Omugans of 50 euros monthly. Why I am suggesting you 50 euros? Start it with slow because it's a long-term commitment. You're doing this for your 30 years. So start something which you can sustain for a longer period. If you're someone who decided that I will do it only for 10 years, then I will freeze it for the next 20 years, then invest more. But here, there's always make sure you have to think of your sustainability. It's not something you start now and after 3 years you say, oh, I can't. No. For that, we have short term plans. Gold, do it 100 euros. Most of you believe that gold has hit its record high, it will not grow more. You're absolutely wrong. Most of the world banks are buying gold more than ever. So it's gonna increase even more. Trust me, all the people you on the call, no, go to Google, see the gold price, and then see it next year. Then you will remember me. So if you don't want to lose this opportunity, start your gold investment. And then ETF. As I told you, no matter what is good or bad, always don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. So that's why you have to invest 50 euros in ETF also. Basic insurances like liability, which comes up to 10.7 euros monthly, and then travel health insurance, 19.5 euros yearly. So these are my recommendations. So now we are open for question and queries. Thank you. So let's wrap up this. As I told you, I run a YouTube channel, Mr. FinTalk, and I'm available in different social media handle like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, where I've given in detailed videos of all the plans available in Germany. Please go through that. I go by the handle Mr. FinTalk, and then go through the videos. If you have any feedbacks or anything, express there in the comment, or you can contact me through directly, where we can fix a one-to-one appointment and take it further. Let me remind you all, the consultations are all free of cost, so no need to worry. Get the information and process it and then take your decision. Okay. So if there is no other questions, let's wind it up. Thank you for your evening and all the best.
Thanks, Enough.